Welcome again, Chamber, to the Wake Up Wainimi Network Education breakfast here for the Chamber of Commerce. My name is Tracy Sisson-Phillips, and I am your CEO of the Chamber. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you a few of the individuals in this room that are with us today. From the city of Port Wainimi, Mr. Tom Fittig. From the city of Santa Paula, Mr. Martin Hernandez, Vice Mayor. Thank you very much for joining us. Also, former Mayor of the city of Port Wainimi, Mr. Orvin Carpenter. And former Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Port Wainimi, Mr. Jim Daniels. We also have with us this morning from California Assemblywoman Jackie Irwin's office, Ms. Julia Justice. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. And I'm going to be in big trouble. Also with us this morning, former Mayor of the city of Port Wainimi, Mr. Tony Valenti. See what happens when I write them down on a page if I don't just go off the top of my head?
It was the pregnant pause.
Also with us this morning from the County of Ventura, Ms. Lauren Bianchi Clemens. Our guest speaker today, the President of the Oxnard Harbor Commission, Mr. Jess Herrera, who we'll be hearing more from later. He would also be introducing the rest of the commissioners that are with him this morning. And then from the Wainimi Elementary School District, Dr. Jerry Dannenberg. So as I always do, if I have missed anyone, please speak now or forever hold your peace and fire this morning. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your patience with me. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you this morning Commissioner Jess Herrera, current president of the board for the Oxnard Harbor District. Jess has played an important role in the Port of Wainimi for over 47 years. As a young man, he served 10 terms as executive officer of the ILWU and was a leading advocate for dock workers, where he focused on enhancing working relationships among labor, port users, and the port's administration, developing win-win scenarios that still exist today. He also served 8 terms as chairman of the ILWU's Southern California Regional Jurisdiction Committee, which in addition to the Port of Wainimi, also included the ports of LA, Long Beach, and San Diego. Jess was first elected to Port Commissioner in 1994 and has served 5 terms as that board's president. During his tenure, he has had a hand in expanding the port's infrastructure that has resulted in the creation of hundreds of jobs that have benefited our community's economic environment. He was most recently recognized in the Ventura County Star's 25 over 50 group, which I don't believe, Jess. If they put out there that you're over 50, that's just false information. Ventura County Stars, 25.
I don't know if that came out right.
Yeah, 25, probably not. That's on tape, so who cares? Ventura County Stars 25 over 50 group of community leaders whose vision, impact, and talent has positively impacted Ventura County. Jess, thank you so much for being here this morning to deliver the annual State of the Port address. Please come forward and enlighten our group.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. It's always great to talk about the Port of Wainimi and how important it is to our communities. And the port has always been, in my view, since I started there, as a port of opportunity for so many reasons, and it continues to be that today. I'd like to recognize that we have some of our port staff with us today. We have Kristen Deacus, our CEO, and President, not President.
Whatever I am.
Executive Director.
Other duties at the side, or something.
Our ever-present director, Kristen Deacus, and John Demers, our COO. And we also have Sandra Del Rito, one of our secretaries, Masan Yang, our controller, who went all the way back to the office to get me this. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but I will. And I'm very, very pleased to see my fellow commissioner, Secretary of the Board, Arlene Frazier, is here today. She's going to be here to support me, and I thank you, Arlene. And we also have what's his name? Christopher Will?
Frank.
You're lucky I'm giving this instead of Will, because if Will was giving it, it would be about another hour. He really knows how to milk these things. So here we go. We'll get started here. Now, you know, today there are more people employed in the maritime industry than the total population of the 19 western states in 1937. Is that amazing? 19 western states, more people today employed in the maritime industry. This is what a ship looked like in 1937. And as you can see, this is what we call yard and stay gear, which was very slow as far as the loading and unloading of cargo. The ships were barely 300 feet long and maybe about 40 feet wide. And they would come into port and probably take, you know, a couple of days to discharge depending on what their cargo was. So this is what it looked like in 1937. Today, this is what it looks like. This is a vessel that is a quarter of a mile long, holds about 18,000 containers, and costs about $180 million. And there's more of these on the way. Right now today, 75% of our commerce is either on the deck or in the hold of one of these vessels transporting it across one of our oceans or one of our seas. These vessels can be discharged very quickly using shore-side cranes that also are very expensive. But this is where the industry is going, and this is what we're dealing with today. But for us, this was the important thing that happened in 1937. Richard Bard, with the, like I said, $2 shovel, started to dig the port of Hueneme. And his intent was to build a port that would create jobs and economic development for this area. And I think little did he know that when he started this, he would be among the top 11% of U.S. ports for containerized and non-containerized cargo. The state of California has recognized the Port of Hueneme as one of its primary economic resources. Now, trade is the oldest business in the world, and in any language, trade continues. And I don't know if any of you recognize any of these languages up here. And as you can see here, trade, you know, it's hard to get change for a cow, but that's how they used to do business in those days. And our trade system is a tremendous national asset. It has fueled economic growth, enhanced our competitiveness, and created a lot of good paying jobs. It delivers outstanding benefits to all Americans. And guess who said this? Anybody guess?
Wilbur.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce. So it's somebody that you're associated with, and they understand the importance of ports to you and to the rest of the We'll take an overall view of our nation's ports. There you see the impacts on jobs, money, the economy, and taxes.
Sorry.
It's a lot to take in.
Is it jammed? Down bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. These numbers are important here, but look at these numbers. In 1990, the value to the GDP was 13%. In 2015, the value to the GDP is going to be 26%. And look at this, 2030, the value to the GDP, 60%. Incredible numbers. Incredible numbers. In California, statewide level, 4.7 million jobs, 40 billion to our local economy, and 8 billion in taxes. Locally, 10,226 jobs, 9 billion to the regional economy, and 69 million in local and state taxes. 132,000 California businesses exported or imported in 2012. And 3/4 of these were small businesses with 20 or fewer employees. So how many of you people are in business out there? Okay. So you can see the potential for trade to your business of any size. Now this, we put this up there just to show you some of the vendors and companies that the Port of Hueneme writes checks to every week or every month. There's like 14 pages of these. And if your name is not up there, your name should be up there. You need to find a way to partner with the Port of Hueneme and our customers, and find ways to get on this list. The port governance, as you know, we have the 5 elected commissioners. It's a special district. See the populations there, and like I said earlier, we have our secretary here, Arlene Frazier. Yeah, if you've been paying attention, now we have your pop quiz. And we always do this just to break it up a little bit. When was the district established? Now, can somebody raise their hand and give me the answer without, and I'll kick you out, Brandon. Anybody? Well, Land, I'm not. The lady behind you.
1937.
Okay, now we have a gift card.
There we go.
Who is the father of the port? He raised his hand first back in.
Thomas Bard.
Thomas Bard, okay, give the gentleman a gift.
Oh, Richard.
You know, the exact same happened. No, I'm sorry, sir.
You lose your gift.
Who else raised their hand? Okay.
That's the right last name.
But he should get a prize anyway.
John Belcher gets a gift.
Give it to Thomas.
Huh?
He should get a prize anyway.
You got that first, right?
Right.
A participation.
Well,
The family.
Okay.
Port of Hueneme is in the top, what percentage of U.S. ports there? Good, Christie.
That's not right.
Disqualified. Mr. Volante.
11%.
Okay, Antonio Price. What local organization lobbied for construction of the Port of Hueneme?
from you, Tom.
Chamber of Commerce.
You can't answer two in a row.
I won't give it away.
We got a lady here, right here. Just raise
Who
their
raised their
hand.
hand?
Right here.
See, I did.
Who?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Chamber of Commerce.
okay, I'll accept that. So Simon Hueneme, I'm going to accept that. Yes, the lady there gets. Okay, we're going to talk about cargo performance. Get a quick look at our customers. These are the people that make us thrive. You see a great list of world-class customers there, and also some of the brands that they import and export. Premium services, these are some of the lines that we have coming to the Port of Hueneme: Hamburg Soup, Lois, Ucor, Cool Carriers, and then the services like Briscoe Hotel and Stevedores that we have here, on and on. Good, great list of companions for the port. Now this is a new development. They're in their infancy, in their first year of operation. And this is Portis. These are our customers that have come together to form this organization. And this is their vision, and this is their mission statement. And they want to reach out into the community and find ways of being better partners with the community and also interacting with the community in every way possible. Today we have one of the board of directors here, John Belcher. John, stand up. Wave, John. Okay. So I have this problem with this guy. So anyway, I think this is a significant step forward for our customers. I'm really proud of them for coming forward and doing this. And you can see that they want to preserve the Port of Hueneme as one of California's primary economic resources for future generations. And I think that's a great goal. Okay, well, thanks. Top cargoes in tonnage, bananas, of course, more than 650,000 metric tons, enough to go around the world 12.5 times.
It's a lot of bananas.
Yeah. Top cargo revenue, automobiles, the exports. See a variety of brands there. Sometimes you're surprised to see these brands being exported, but they are from the Port of Hueneme. And these are our import brands, quite a few automobiles. And we like automobiles because they're intensive labor generating jobs, and they're really good for the community. Over 321,083 total automobiles came in last year. And we broke it down, and we thought it was amazing that it was 880 autos a day, 6,000 per week, and then 24,000 per month. So you can see how busy the port is and how stressed staff is to find a spot for all these cars, when we basically have about 8,000 parking spots on the port. So they're doing a great job. Cargo performance, you can see how it's increased and where we are today. And that's our customers bringing in that cargo, and we make cargo move. Is that what it was? They bring it in and we make it move. This is a journey through time, just giving you a look at some of the things that we've accomplished. And this is basically, I guess, what the port looked like when I first came on board. This was the Navy Civil Engineering Lab down here. It was 33 acres. We acquired that for no cost benefit from Herrera. We were working on this site over here. Del Monte didn't have their operation yet. Sunkiss site was yet to be developed, and Wharf 2 still needed to be improved. $68 million later, as you can see, we've improved these areas. Now the NCEL lab had been improved. Sunkiss site been improved and it was being used. And we still needed to work on this, to create the fish dock or squid dock that we had. The electrification was still to come on board. We needed to complete that. And then this is what we call the Edison site, where we needed to improve this and removing those tanks. And we'll just move that slide, but you saw that $68 million at the top of the slide was what it cost to get us to that particular view that you just had right there. And this is just today's port and overview. And this is Wharf, if I can get the, this is Wharf 3. We have a joint use agreement with the United States Navy that took quite a long time to negotiate, but we got it. And it's in place for us to use the Navy land, and in return, we share the revenue with the Navy. World-class distribution centers. This shows how the community is involved in the port, and the port sphere of influence is just not here, but it goes into the city. You have Del Norte, Mission Produce. And if we had the capability to drop a pin like this and this everywhere that we do business, this whole place would be littered with dots, and I think that would be very impressive. We also have a Ventura County Railroad. We purchased the railroad from the Smith family a few years ago. We wanted to be sure that we could preserve that asset for the port for future development. Pop quiz, uh-oh. You ready? What's the top port commodity measured by tonnage? Oh my goodness. Okay. What is it?
Bananas.
All right, good lady of pride. You want a beanie? What does she want? What do you have choices of?
Or just or bean.
Power pack.
Power pack or a beanie? Either one.
Or bean.
Okay, the port's top commodity measured by revenue.
Cars.
Yes, you gotta raise your hand.
Oh, take off.
What's the next one? What was the port's investment from 1988 through 2005? Okay, you raised your hand right away.
68 million?
Okay, you win.
They're listening.
How many jobs are created as a result of port-related activity? Okay,
10,000.
10,000, another winner. You guys are paying attention, it's very good. Okay, now we're going to get back to work a little bit. Now, Peter Drucker, you might know, is a famous economist, and he said the best way to predict the future is to create it. Well, at the Port of Hueneme, we have in play a strategic business plan. And as you can see, we went through all these steps, and we involved the community and stakeholders to determine what was the best way to move forward with the Port of Hueneme, and we came up with this 2020 strategic plan. Now, the strategic plan is really a fluid document. It depends on what opportunities are going to be available in the future, but these are some of the things that we're looking at. The new berthing, modernized cargo facilities, cold storage, on-dock rail spur, things of this nature is being looked at. Wharf berth improvements over there, that's our work too. Also on dock 1, as we call it. And there's the rail spur. Building for the future requires, as I said, flexibility, and it depends on what our customers are going to be needed. So all of these scenarios were included in the 2020 plan, depending on what is needed by our customers. Leadership priorities. The board chose 5 priorities, and as you can see there, they are economic vitality, marketing, environment, innovation and technology, and strategic partnerships. Once again, economic engine for the county. You see the 1.1 billion total activity and the distribution of that money, 10,226 total jobs, and where they are, 69 million in state and local taxes for maritime activity. So there's a lot of improvements for intermodal trade-related projects outside the gate as well as inside the gate. As you can see, we need road widening, logistics development, the 101 corridor, and on-dock rail expansion, some of the things that we mentioned in our 2020. Marketing involves everyone, business, community, and even our internal team to move forward. Greenport. The electrification program that we talked to you about is right here. $14 million project, very expensive, $8 million out of pocket, $4.5 million via grant programs, and for this $8 million, as Will and I like to joke, they don't take a credit card or they don't take layaway. You got to pay for that up front. So it's very expensive for the port to meet these unfunded mandates from the state. Now this is Bessie, our cash cow. Unfortunately, Bessie doesn't give milk. She doesn't give cash. All she does is eat cash, and as you can see, she still has an appetite. Even after doing the $68 million in improvement to 1988-2005, we had to do the $14 million wharf electrification, and there's more to come. And then there's $60 million 2020 plan. So $142 million projected in expenditures, and she will be happy to take them anytime. Innovation and technology. This is our MASS program, Maritime Advanced Systems and Technology. This allows any entrepreneur of any age to bring out anything that he's trying to develop in a maritime environment and test it out at the Port of Hueneme. Strategic partnerships. Of course, we're very proud of working with the entire community. We have all the list of communities and economic development associations, PACETA, EDCO, Ventura County, just right on down the line. Regional Defense Project, RDP 21. Okay, strategic partners at federal and state levels. Once again, the communities, regional transportation agencies, innovation partnerships, and education partnerships. Port security. This is amazing that the port has been able to get $15.1 million in security grants, has partnered with the communities, has provided great assets to the local communities, the city of Hueneme especially. And community events. Anytime that we can, we do participate in community events and try to fund those that are legally acceptable for under our harbor navigation codes. And now the Port of Hueneme is open for you. And the reason I like that terminology, we're open for you, because as I said at the beginning, the Port of Hueneme is a port of opportunity. And it's up to the community to find out what that opportunity is. And there's many of them there. Like I mentioned before, partnering with some of our partners, that's a great opportunity. They all do business in our community. If we had a list of what our partners do in the community, you could probably find a niche for yourselves. So do what you can, get involved with our partners, and find out maybe you can be providing a service for them that you didn't know that they needed. And I think as you'll come to see in the future, people like Portis will come out in the community, you'll begin to understand where you might fit in with them. But this is all about business. I like to say a lot of people know what we do. Most people know, some people know how we do it. They've been to the port, they've taken a visit, but for them to really understand how we feel about it, they have to know why we do it. And why we're doing it is to create that economic development for you. Because we're not getting rich. We're just improving an asset that we have been trusted to take care of for you, the community. So we try and get that asset, make it the best asset possible, and please take advantage of using it. One thing that we were able to do for the community that we don't have on the slide is we were able to provide a food truck, or what's the other word that they use?
Food pantry.
A food pantry.
Mobile
for,
food pantry.
yeah, for food share. And it's a beautiful food pantry truck, and it goes out to what we call food deserts and helps bring produce and other types of food to people in most need. And the Port of Wainema was able to find a financing mechanism that was legally acceptable for us to do that for the community. So those are the types of things that really move the Board of Harbor Commissioners anytime that we can do something for the community. So don't forget, it's there for you. Get to know our business partners, get to know how you can fit in, because you do fit in and you do belong. Everybody buys something from somebody, and so if you're not doing business with our customers, find out why not and get in there and do something. So if you have, that's it for today, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. No questions? Okay, thank you very much.